The motor cortex, already I told you, whenever there is a central sulcus, just behind the central sulcus, we have the somatosensory cortex. Just in front of it, we have the motor cortex. So the motor cortex is just in front of the central sulcus. Which lobe it is located? It is located in the frontal lobe. Then it is further divided into three places. That is the primary motor area, premotor area, and supplementary motor area. The primary motor area is just in front of the precentral gyrus. Then premotor area is just in front of the primary motor area. It is very next to the primary motor area, and the supplementary is usually located on the medial side of the brain. We are talking about the lateral side, it is located on the medial side of the brain. So all these three are important. So coming to the again in the diagram, we can see here the primary motor cortex here is here, and legs, feet, whatever they have written here, they are nothing but a motor homunculus. The sensory system also has homunculus, the motor system also has the homunculus. Then in front of the primary motor cortex, there is the premotor cortex, and the supplementary motor cortex is usually on the medial side. So these are the locations, and behind we have the sensory cortex, which our discussion is already finished. So coming to the primary motor cortex. What is the function of primary motor cortex? The primary motor cortex is the one which is sending impulses to the lower regions of the body and causing the action. Suppose you want to do any action like picking up a bottle or anything, these are the ones which is sending the fibers down. So this primary motor cortex is also called as M1 area. The Brodmann area number is 4 here, and they also have the motor homunculus. And there we saw in sensory homunculus, which is the largest part of representation, that is the lips. Here you can see here again the speech area as well as the facial regions and the hand movement. These are the major representation of the body. Don't think the human is sitting there, it is just the representation. Whichever part is maximally used, that part will get plasticized and that representation will get enlarged. For example, in football players, obviously their leg muscles and everything will get an enlarged area because of the continuous skill development. This happens due with the help of brain's ability called as plasticity. The brain modulates according to the functions we do. Then maximum representation in general is speech and hand movements, because most of the fine movements are done with the hand, and maximal human communication happens with the oral cavity and the speech areas. Now coming to the premotor area. As the term indicates, it is premotor. Even before the motor system is doing something, the premotor will do something else. What it does is, it receives information from the sensory system. So first it will receive the information from the sensory system, then it will convey it to the M1, that is our motor area. So what it does is, it forms a motor image formation. It forms a motor image. Motor image formation happens in case the premotor area, motor image formation. Then they also have the mirror neurons. This mirror neurons is very, very important, because most of the skills that we develop, what we do, we sometimes see somebody else and follow that, repeat it and do it. This is one of the most important thing that the human skills have been developed, the mirror neurons. Then coming to the supplementary motor area. As the term indicates, it supplements the motor area. They are involved in organizing and planning the motor sequences. Not only that, they have found that the supplementary motor area has been involved in bilateral contractions of the muscle, like holding together or catching up something. All this happens through the help of supplementary motor area. And this type of grasping movements is very, very essential for the lower animals. Even a human was a lower animal before, and they used to climb the trees. That time what was happening, that bilateral grasping action was very, very essential, and this supplementary motor area is very, very essential for this bilateral grasping movements.